Hello student. Today we are going to start with lesson number 3, Indian Constitution, Social Science, Standard 8. Do you know children what is Constitution? Constitution is a systematic collection of rules designed to run a country's regime. Regime means country's government is known as Constitution. Now let's start with the lesson. There was a final match going on of World Cup of 2011 on TV. Hallie, Priyanshi and Sachin were watching this match with their parents. And that match was an exciting match going on between India and Sri Lanka. All were excited to see who will win the World Cup, India or Sri Lanka. Here, Sri Lanka had put up a challenging target for India to achieve, but with the fearless batting of the Indian captain Mahendra Singh Dhoni, India won the World Cup. Everyone was rejoicing, means happy and cheering in victory. Now, Hallie said to her mother while watching TV that, Mummy, the previous match means earlier match between England and India resulted in a tie. She further asked her mother, what does that mean? Nitaben, Hallie's mother, said her that Hallie, for a popular game like cricket, the ICC means International Cricket Council, has systematically formed rules. Then Hallie's mother told her that a tie in a match means that both the teams have an equal score. Even the games like football, hockey, kabaddi, etc. have their own set of rules. If a game has so many rules, then to run the administration of a populous means densely populated nation, we surely required many frame rules. As I said before, a systematic completion. Completion means collection of set of rules to run the government of a country is known as the constitution of the country. Constitution can be in a written or unwritten form. Our constitution starts with the preamble. Preamble means introduction. Preamble is the core, means basic and important part of constitution. Next, how was the Constitution of India formed? Here, the Constitution of India is the statement of national goals and aims such as democracy, socialism, secularism, national unity, etc. The Constituent Assembly was established. It started working from 9th December 1946. The Constituent Assembly was formed of prominent means important, that is well known, and distinguished means famous scholars and leaders. Their political vision and foresight means awareness, was incorporated in the constitution. Now, leaders like Jawaharlal Nehru, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, Sardar Patel, Maulana Abul Kalam Azad, Shyam Prasad Mukherjee, Sardar Baldev Singh, etc. provided their guidance also. Here, Frank Antony represented the Anglo-Indian community and H.P. Modi represented the Parsi community. The committee had various constitution scholars like Aladi Krishnaswamy Iyer, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, K.M. Munshi, etc. Even there were female members like Sarojini Naidu and Vijaya Lakshmi Pandit. Dr. Rajendra Prasad was elected as the President of the Constituent Assembly. It is said that there were a number of subcommittees to take care of the various aspects of the Constitution. the drafting committee, which was headed by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, who gave to the constitution its final shape. Total 166 meetings were held by the Constituent Assembly in a time period of 2 years, 11 months and 18 days. On 26th November 1949, the committee passed the constitution, which was enforced. Enforced means applied on 26th January 1950. Further, the questions arise that why do we need a constitution? And what if there is no constitution? So, here is an answer for that. No country can function without a constitution because a constitution serves many objectives. Objectives means goal or target. It is a document which finally views the ethos. Ethos means feelings and the ideals. Ideals means standard of our country. It also tells about the kind of government our country would have and how to run the administration of our country. In a democratic form of government, we elect our leaders so that they can run the administration on our behalf. However, there are provisions. Provisions means arrangements in the constitutions to check the misuse of powers by the leaders. Next, silent features of our constitution. First of all, democratic rule. India has adopted the democratic means republican system of government. General elections are held in our country. Every 5 years, citizens above the age of 18 are eligible. Eligible means qualified to cast their vote. We cannot imagine democracy means republic without election. People all over the country plays their role in electing their representatives. Representatives means a leader, officer or spokespersons. Any voter of the country can contest. Contest means can enter an election irrespective. Irrespective means no matter of his or her religion, caste, class or gender. The elected representatives rules for 5 years. Every citizen enjoys the freedom to follow religion of his or her choice as well as freedom of speech, expression and thoughts. Next is secularism. A secular nation means that the government does not conform means observe to the norms means standard of any particular religion in its system of governance. Citizens are not discriminated means separated on the basis of their faith, that is trust, sect or religion. Every citizen enjoys the rights to follow and propagate the religion of his or her choice. Next is republic. Republic means a government that obtains powers from people directly or indirectly. We have adopted a democratic republic system of government, which means that powers are not limited in the hands of a few privileged. Privilege means special people, rather it is accessible. Accessible means available to all the citizens irrespective of their caste, class, religion or gender. Legislature, executive and judiciary are the organs of government. Legislature makes laws. Executive, with the help of a civil service officers, implements the laws, and judiciary makes people follow the law and does the work of providing justice. Next is federal state. India is a federal state. There is a distribution of subjects on which the central or the state government can frame laws. There are 3 such lists. union list, state list, and the concurrent list. Laws framed by the central government are applicable to the entire nation. Next, fundamental rights. Fundamental rights of Indian citizens are provided by the Constitution of India that was adopted on the 26th of November in the year 1949 but was put in use on the 26th of January 1950. The fundamental rights of Indian citizens guarantee that the residents of the land can lead a peaceful life as long as they inhabit the country. The individual fundamental rights of Indian citizens are most of the time similar in all the democratic countries. Next, the individual fundamental rights to Indian citizens includes the following. Number 1, equality before the law means all are equal before the law, that is rule. Freedom of religion means all are free to choose a religion of their choice. Number 3, freedom of association and peaceful assembly means free to make unions and hold public meetings. Number 4, freedom of speech and expression means free to talk and express emotions. Number 5, right to constitutional remedies for the protection of civil rights means free to move to a court of law in any case. With this, we have completed with the lesson Indian Constitution. Hope you all have understood. Thank you.